Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 17th of June 2023. Sweet Baba says, sweet children, you have to follow BapDada's directions of shrimat and become soul conscious. While seeing the image of Brahma, remember the Father without an image. Question: due to which greatness are you children remembered as lucky stars? Answer: due to the greatness of your purity. You become pure in this final birth and do the service of making Bharat pure. This is why you lucky stars are even more elevated than the deities. This birth of yours is as valuable as a diamond. You are very elevated servers. At this time, the soul in the Brahma form is very higher than even in the Shri Krishna form, because he belongs to the Father at this time. Shri Krishna experiences his reward. Song: You are the portrait of tomorrow. Om Shanti. The Father speaks to the children. The Father is incorporeal and the children are also incorporeal. However, you have to play your parts through the corporeal costumes you have taken. The Father says to the children who play their parts in this way, now become soul conscious. Have the faith that you are souls. Don't say, I, a soul, am the Supreme Soul. It was by saying this that you pushed the Father into the cycle of 84 births. You considered yourselves to be the Father and you put him in the cycle of 84 births. By saying this, you went into the extreme depths of hell. The boat has begun to sink. You are now receiving srimat. You children know that two types of instructions are remembered. One is srimat. This srimat is God's, that is, it is the instructions of the unlimited Father. They have put Shri Krishna's name. That is wrong. Shri Krishna cannot be called the Father. There are three fathers. One is the highest on high, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the Father of souls. The second one is Prajapita Brahma. He cannot be called the Supreme Soul. He is the Father of people. This one's name is also glorified. Sri Krishna cannot be called Prajapita. The third is a physical father. The unlimited Father says, children, may you be soul conscious. You are now receiving the directions of Srimat. The instructions of both continue at the same time. You feel that Shiv Baba is speaking these elevated versions to you. Instead of saying Trimurti Shiva, they have mistakenly said Trimurti Brahma. However, there is no meaning in that. By them saying Trimurti Brahma, the instructions of Brahma are remembered. They have removed Shiva. They say that Brahma came down from the subtle region and gave directions. You have now understood this. Prajapita Brahma is called the Vyakt or gross Brahma. At present, you are Vyakt Brahmins, and you will then become Avyakt and perfect Brahmins. You Brahmins will become residents of the subtle region. The perfect Brahma and perfect Saraswati both reside there in the subtle region. Vishnu is a dual form anyway. Two arms are of Lakshmi and two of Narayan. These instructions are very well known. God speaks. It is Shiva who gives Brahma directions. This one is named Brahma. Brahma exists here in the impure world. This one cannot be called the highest. The two forms of Vishnu, Lakshmi and Narayan, are then are then in heaven. It is said, Dev Dev Mahadev. So Sakar is Mahadev. You children understand that Shiva is the highest and high Father and that he creates the creation of the subtle region. The main thing is to follow Shrimat. Brahma too became well known by following Shrimat. Only the one Brahma is the specially beloved child. Shiv Baba is one and Brahma is also one. Prajapita Brahma is said. Prajapita Vishnu or Prajapita Shankar is not said. You are now sitting in front of Prajapita Brahma. The father says, while living at home with your families, have the faith that you are souls. Constantly make effort to remember me alone. Then it is a matter of renunciation. It is said knowledge, devotion, and disinterest. You have renunciation through disinterest. Sannyasis first make you have disinterest by saying that happiness is like the droppings of a crow. This is why they leave their households. It is said that Bharat was heaven in the golden age. Those who reside in hell say that they were residents of heaven. It is in the intellects of you children that there were only deities in heaven. In ancient Bharat, they had everything: purity, peace, and prosperity. Human beings who are residents of hell sing the praise of the Father who established heaven. You are the ocean of happiness, the ocean of peace. You receive the inheritance of liberation in life from that Father in a second. Baba repeatedly asks you, with whom are you moving along? Only from Shiv Baba will you receive your inheritance. You should only keep Shiv Baba in your intellects. You will receive a lot of happiness in heaven through that. You say that you are moving along with Shiv Baba. A new person would say that Shiv Baba is incorporeal and that this one is Brahma. And so, how can you be moving along with Shiv Baba? He is without an image. You children know that you were sitting personally in front of Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba doesn't have a subtle or physical form. That physical, that incorporeal one only comes in this one's body and tells you that this one doesn't know his own births. You now know that you have truly completed your 84 births. 84 births are remembered. Lakshmi and Narayan are in the golden age, and so they definitely go around the cycle of 84 births. Those of other religions come, come here later. They don't take as many births. At first, souls are Sato Pradhan and later they become Tamo Pradhan. So, this is God's Srimat. He also gives instructions to Brahma. However, because he is the specially beloved child, he imbibes it very well and explains to you. Sometimes he too comes and explains. He says, children, may you be soul conscious. Both Shiv Baba and Brahma says, may you be soul conscious. You are now sitting personally in front of them in a practical way. He is the one without an image, and you are those with an image. You tell everyone, O brother, O soul, remember the Father. He speaks to souls, caution one another, and make progress. The Father says, through the body of Brahma, by remembering me, your Father, you will receive the inheritance of heaven. You must not be influenced by those evil spirits. The foremost vice is impure arrogance. Let go of body consciousness. Become soul conscious. Since you are brothers, there definitely has to be the Father. Brahma is the father of you brothers and sisters. The father of the brothers is the incorporeal one. This one is corporeal. We are all originally incorporeal, and we then come here to play our parts. These are the versions of Sri God Shiva. Shri Krishna's soul was in the golden age. He has come to belong to the Father in his 84th birth. Therefore, the soul as Brahma is better than as Shri Krishna because he is serving at this time. The soul in Shri Krishna will simply reap the reward. Therefore, who is the most elevated of the two? It is Shri Krishna who takes is it Sri Krishna who takes the fourth birth of the 84 births, or is it Brahma of this time? In fact, this birth is considered to be as valuable as a diamond because it is here that you have attainment. There, you would not say that you have attainment. It is at this time that you receive all the property. You are very elevated servers. You make Bharat into heaven, from impure to pure, and then you rule it. You are the lucky stars, and this is why everyone bows down to you. This is the greatness of purity. This is why the Father says lust is the greatest enemy. It has made you impure, and you now have to conquer it. The more yoga you have with me, the Almighty Authority, the purer you will continue to become. You were choking in the ocean of poison for 63 births. This is now your final birth. Sinners like Ajamil have been remembered. In the golden age, there is just the one pure religion of being faithful to one husband, the pure religion. There is nothing but constant happiness there. Here, people are impure. Sannyasis were Satopradhan at first, and so they were powerful. In the forest, they would receive food wherever they were. They had the power of purity. It wasn't that they had the power of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva. You receive his power. The kingdom of Maya begins in the copper age. The kingdom of Ravan, the five vices, continues for half a cycle. Human beings don't understand who the purifier is. They consider the Ganges to be the purifier. They don't know the Supreme Father at all. They say that God and His creation are infinite and that the duration of the Golden Age is hundreds of thousands of years. If it were like that, the population of the deity religion would be larger. The population of Christians who came later is now larger. The Father explains this. He gives you this food for your intellects. Your intellects now work so well. The intellects of human beings don't work now. The lock of knowing the Creator and the beginning, the middle and the end of the creation is locked. Theirs is limited renunciation and Hatha Yoga. Yours is unlimited renunciation and Raj Yoga. You become the kings of kings, the masters of heaven. Those who are impure at this time do not tell you these secrets. They relate the 18 chapters of the Gita and give such a long explanations. They have made so many Gitas. They all have their own opinions. They cannot understand the Gita. Sri Krishna is not God. So how could they understand the Gita? They don't understand anything at all. You now know that all of them belong to the path of devotion. The five evil spirits have made them into sinners like Ajamil. It is number wise. They cannot be the same. It is remembered that God is one. He comes and teaches you Raj Yoga. Lakshmi, Narayan, and their dynasty are becoming Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. The world history and geography has to repeat once again. First of all, there has to be this faith. Baba, I will now only follow your shrimat. The fortune of you children is now awakening. You are becoming the masters of the world. The fortune of everyone else is sleeping. They are very unhappy. Original, eternal Bharat was heaven. It is no longer that. They have become tamopradhan and impure. The supreme soul, the supreme soul is called the purifier. In heaven, the light of everyone remains ignited. It is said Deepmala or the rosary of lights. Now the rosary is extinguished. The Father says, this is the rosary of my souls who belong to me. First, I make the rosary of souls and I then make the rosary of Vishnu. Shiv Baba makes this through Brahma. It has been explained that a rosary of Brahmins cannot be created because sometimes you climb as high as the sky and sometimes you continue to fall down. You change from having intellects with faith to having intellects with doubts. Today you are very strong Brahmins. You make others the same as yourselves, whereas tomorrow you become Sudras. Shiv Baba says this is why a rosary of Brahmins cannot be created. You are making effort. The rosary of Rudra will be created, and this is why you are having yoga. When you have full yoga, the vessels of your intellects will become pure, and you will also be able to imbibe. You claim the inheritance by remembering the Father. Your sight is drawn to your inheritance. Children have their sight on their inheritance from their physical father. Some children say, when will this old man die so that we can receive his property? When some fathers are also miserly that they don't give anything to their children. They don't even give housekeeping money to their wives. The father says, the main thing is for your intellect to have faith. You are holding on to the land of the one without an image. You are holding to the hand of the one without an image. He says, through this one with an image, remember me. Your intellects should be like that of a genie. Shiv Baba resides in the supreme abode. Shiv Baba must now be speaking the Murli in Madhuban. Repeatedly remember Shiv Baba. You are now sitting here. He says, constantly remember me alone, and you will become a bead of my rosary. This is the knowledge of the sacrificial fire of Rudra. Brahmins are definitely needed for this. It is not written in the scriptures that Jagadamba was a Brahmin. Only the Father explains this. However, Maya is also very strong. Although you have faith, Maya quickly brings doubt. Your intellects don't then work in order to take Srimat and your status is destroyed. Those who ascend taste the sweetness of paradise, whereas those who fall are totally crushed into pieces and receive a low status among the subjects. You children are the lucky stars of knowledge. You have a huge responsibility. Baba says, remain cautious and don't indulge in vice. Your business is to purify the impure. You must not cause any sorrow. Make them constantly happy. The Father says, child, child, even though he is old, he even calls the soul of this one child. This soul too calls that one father. You have to follow Srimat at every step. All the centers belong to Shiv Baba, not to human being. Shiv Baba is carrying out establishment through this one. Achcha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. Essence for dharana: first, give your intellect the food of knowledge every day and make it powerful. Make the vessel of your intellect pure with yoga. Second, with the faith that you are holding on to the land, to the hand of the Father, with the faith that you are holding on to the hand of the Father without an image, repeatedly remember the Father. Don't cause anyone sorrow. Blessing: may you have realization and from being weak become powerful as a Master Almighty Authority. May you have realization and from being weak become powerful as a Master Almighty Authority. The humanity of the human life, the humanity of a human life depends on the soul. What type of a soul am I? What am I? When you have this realization, you are then able to have peace as your original religion. The realization of being an elevated soul, a child of the Almighty Authority, makes you powerful from weak. Such a powerful soul and a Master Almighty Authority soul can do in a practical way whatever he wants and, and however he wants. Slogan: those who are great donors in using their minds can never be under the influence of their thoughts. Those who are great donors in using their minds can never be under the influence of their thoughts. Achcha. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.